Well, so we have to look at the newspapers, but before then, traffic. And Mama V and Kujo, they are ready. Good morning to you guys.
Hi, how
yeah. How are the numbers now?
Seven last count, yeah.
And all these coming from the National Disaster Management Organization?
That's correct, yes.
Wow, from the floods. Well, we'll come back and discuss this, but let's look at Ring Road Central, and we know that there was a lot of flood activity around the Kwame Nkrumah interchange area because of the overflows from the Odo River. And the intersection is, as usual, what the picture is, characterizing this time of the morning, Monday morning, before the traffic light. You get to find a lot of piled up vehicles, just part of the traffic. But after that, you're free to go to any of those areas around the industrial area and Kaneshi, etc. Now let's go to Tetekwashi. Okay, the Airport City. Let's go to the Airport City area. It looks like the cameras are clearing suddenly. Before the runabout, there's this constant congestion that you witness. If you're coming from the Polo Grounds area or from the Spinters Road, you want to make the detour from Tetekwashi and go through here. But after the roundabout, the airport roundabout, and you're just driving in front of the airport shell, it's free. It's a traffic situation that is also moving, and so you can get through here, get to the Elwak traffic light intersection, go through to Labadi or many of those areas around the Switchback Road, cantonments, the GIS area, the US Embassy area. You can use this. It looks like it's a free flow if you're able to get to the route after the roundabout. Let's get to the next route. We have the Birmingham Gifford Road. This is the latest. It looks like it's a bit free, so you can use this route if you're coming from the Spinters Road and you want to make that connection through from Tetekwashi, in case you're having some difficulty on the main Tetekwashi stretch, which we're about to see. We haven't seen that yet. Many of these commuters would have the linkage from the Airport Hills bypass that will lead them from the Palace Mall area to the airport bypass and through to the cantonment area. This one will lead you to the intersection around Elwak, and so you can use this route as well. On the left side, you can use that route to Birmingham, Labadi, Trade Fair, many of those areas around Teshi and Peshi. Now let's go to Tetekwashi. It will be the last one, if not the last but one. Tetekwashi, this is the current state of traffic. It's reloading, so we have to just give you the best description as we can. Just waiting for the internet to do us good. Reloading. Okay, we'll go to Tema, and then when we come back, at least Tetekwashi will be free for us. Current state of traffic at the Tema end of the Accra-Tema motorway. There's always this congestion you witness. Doesn't often go away. Friday was better. And many of these commuters will be coming from Dowenya, Prampram, Chopoli, Dawa. And on the opposite end will be coming from Michelle Camp. Before then, they will have come from Afienya, Pon, Somanya. You have no choice. It's the best route for you. It's actually just the only route making entry into the Tema Township and then also getting onto the Accra-Tema motorway. When you get to the Lashibi-Ajekwejo intersection, you see NADMO officials who are currently trying to see whether they can retrieve a vehicle that fell over whilst the occupants were going through the wading flood waters overnight. It resulted in the death that Kojo Yankson will tell us about some soldiers who were coming from the Michelle Camp area. They were actually heading from Tema to Accra, according to what the officials said. Okay, now it looks like it. Let's do the newspapers. We have a couple. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Yeah. Your place wasn't flooded, right?
Actually, Ajekujo wasn't flooded. It's just that usually we, what some of those areas would be, they used to be called the Ramsia sites. And the Ramsia sites were natural, I would say, flood waterways.
Wetlands.
Good. And they were made, I think, naturally, so that when we have the water or the receding waters from the plains from Michelle Camp, many of those areas around the Dang Bay areas, on the Shire Hills area, they flow through some of those areas. In the 90s, I remember, many of them were plains. So when the water from those plains they outbound the motorway in terms of the periphery. There'll be an overflow onto where we have the abattoir and some of those areas. Now we have estates, and many people have bought those lands as well. I have a couple of friends who have their residences there. I keep asking them, don't they experience it? They say they don't experience flood. But usually my experiences have shown that at least once in every 5 years, you see that nice houses have water to their lintel levels and all that.
Yeah.
Well, it would appear, I mean, from what Abu Ramadan has been telling me, he's been updating me throughout the night about the search and rescue operation that they've been running. And what he says is that this vehicle, this military truck, veered off the road, off a bridge, into running water. So it may not be that there was a flooded area, but there was water running, and running so fast that they fell into it. It's sort of a gutter or a culvert or a ditch, and it just started to, wash the car away. They were able to. There were people in the bed of the pickup truck, and then there were people in the cabin.
What we usually call the buckets.
That's right, the buckets. Yeah. So they were able to save all of those who were in the bucket of the truck, but those who were in the cabin were trapped. Ooh. And in fact, by the time the rescue operation, by the time they finished saving those from the bed of the truck, they couldn't find the truck. So
it looks like this dawn they'd been trying to, I don't know whether retrieve the truck.
Yes, they have actually found the truck and retrieved 4 bodies. The fourth body was retrieved at about 2:30 a.m. The mayor of Tema was there. He had to go and get some logistics from the port. I think they needed ropes and some other things, so he went to the port to get them. They brought them, and they've been able to retrieve 4 bodies. Now this brings to 7 the total number of deaths reported in the Greater Accra region.
Just from yesterday's rain.
Just from yesterday's rain. And those 7, the remaining 3 are a 6-year-old boy who apparently was apparently drowned somewhere in Sakaman. There's also an adult who I don't know whether it's a man or a woman, also in the same area, drowned. And then there is a man who got pushed into the water at Odona. Very strange. It's not clear whether he was deliberately pushed or not, but he was pushed. And the person who pushed him is now in police custody. But the man, unfortunately, lost his life.
Has passed.
So that's what we know so far. I sincerely pray, it's terrible enough as it is, so I really pray that we don't hear more.
Is it more of rain or
I think
more
the discretion, the decisions that they took.
So, you know, the point is, for how long? Because it rains, places get flooded, we record casualties, we come back and then we talk, and then what?
You know, it's a problem, Mama B. We seem to have decided that there's nothing we can do. But actually, there are some very simple things that even local authorities can do. So, for example, this road that a truck veered off into the water. This morning, there should be engineers there trying to figure out how.
No, it's actually the motorway.
It's the motorway, is it?
Yes.
They came off the motorway.
Yes, so the water overflows
So you know where this happened?
Oh, yeah, sure. It's just the intersection leading to...
Okay.
There's an underpass that leads you from Lashibi and through my area. Then on the right, you go to Ashaiman.
Okay.
So I know... So there's an overflow always when it rains heavy.
Okay.
Or heavily. And so it will flow over the motorway. So it's a caution. So there should have been a precaution.
You know, the point is that when it is raining, the best advice, I guess, to give to ourselves would be to stay home, stay wherever it is that you are. No work, nothing.
Or if you're on the road, you stay at a safe place. Because it will
be a risk. You don't know where gets flooded and whatever. So just stay put.
Which brings me to my point, that there are simple solutions that can be deployed to ensure that a place where someone has died does not remain a death trap. Okay, so for example, where the doctor died last year, you remember?
Yeah.
Nothing's been done. It's exactly the same. It's still exactly as it is. So the meaning is that if it rains again, that place poses the same risk to the public. That's what I don't understand. You know, put up some railings or figure out how to redesign that particular place so that cars can pass without people dying. I mean, for me, that doesn't require some sort of national scheme, you know, or some.
You just have to identify the
item in the national
budget.
budget. Yeah, send some engineers there. Let them look at the situation and say, okay, this is the fix that we can put in.
I think I disagree with you to say that it doesn't require any allocation in the budget, because the bridges on the Adenta Road haven't been completed yet.
I'm with you on that. What I'm saying is that the quick stopgap emergency solutions don't require items on the budget. They just require people to apply their brains to the situation and find a way of making it safer until the budget can come and rebuild the bridge or do whatever that permanent fix must be. But you understand what I'm saying? When water is spilled on the ground in a supermarket, I mean, they don't wait for somebody to come and slip and fall before they put up, you know, protection. Okay, so that's the point I'm trying to make. So if there is no way of securing it temporarily, then close it so nobody dies. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, there's nothing more important than the life, even one life. So close it down. If you can't make it safe, close it down. For me, it's really as simple as that. But that place where the military truck, you know, veered off the road, I can assure you, today you can go and look at it right now this morning, and there are probably cars driving over it.
It's actually one of the stopovers on the motorway if you want to go to Lashibi or you want to go to Ajekwe.
There you go. So when it rains tomorrow or today, it can happen again.
Always.
We don't learn. We don't learn.
All right.
We have papers.
Yes,
okay.
We do.
It starts with the Daily Graphic.
Front page of the Graphic, Christians mark Palm Sunday. That was yesterday, and on the front page of the paper you see the congregation of Our Lady of Assumption Catholic Church, New Achimota, in procession at mile 7 to mark Palm Sunday. Picture by Douglas Anane Frimpong. Also, Mavis Kisha is GCGL Director News. Parliament approves Boehner Regional Minister nominee. WASI begins today. Candidates to go through biometric verification for the very first time. Invite Interior Gender Ministers to Parliament over Tardy Girls' Child Rights International demands. Also, Zoom Lion partners prisons to clean Accra. Back page of the paper. Hazaka's ladies win special cap with dramatic recovery against Ampim Dakwa ladies. And Hearts Earn Liberty's home run in the center spread of the paper is ABL starting a road safety campaign to reduce drink driving. It's a special focus in the center spread of the paper. Let's do the finder next. Front page, say no to division. President's appeals to Ghanaians ahead of 2020 polls. UPSA, Ashese, Legon ranked among top universities in sub-Saharan Africa. National service personnel to undertake service abroad. And Ghana risks losing $4.8 billion over expired oil agreements, according to Imani. Let me finish off with the Independent newspaper front page. Ghana using tech to solve local problems, according to Vice President Dr. Baumia. And our strength as a nation lies in unity in diversity, also attributed to the Vice President. So really, the two major headlines in the Independent newspaper all has to do with the Vice President. All right, guys, I leave the rest to you.
All right, then. Let me quickly rifle through the Daily Guide, the Statesman, the Observer, the Publisher, and the Economy Times. Daily Guide, NAM1 pilot grilled over jet. This is an interesting story. The suggestion is that Yoko is questioning this man because he attempted to sell NAM1's jet. But I thought NAM1's jet was a lease or a rental or whatever. You see, sometimes you shouldn't really believe everything you read in the papers or see online. Okay, Chief thanks President for not coming by air. That's the Chief of Sankore, a place where historically presidents have always flown by helicopter to access because the roads are bad, but apparently the president went by car. Free SHS taking many students. Mahama weeps. Oh. Why would he weep about that? Arrest warrant for 10 Yemenis. NPRA decides on SNIT TUC fracas. Stunning details in visa scandal report. Also on the front page. Let's look at the back page. And PGA begins golf tour. We need to prepare well. That's Coach Kwesi Appiah. Bondaz and Bovi lift Accra ITF 8J5 World Junior Circuit. Okay. And Kofi Amwa upbeat about AFCON. That's the Daily Guide. Statesman next. Front page of the Daily Statesman this morning. Botched health deal back to tender. Procurement Authority forces Health Ministry to scrap snake serum contract. And there's a picture of a snake on the front page to illustrate that story. Shame violent politicians, urges Akufo-Addo. Politicians must change if Ghana is to prosper. Is also a story on page 11. And there's a picture of an E-block school. So check it out. Back page, 2 sports stories. 2 Pogba penalties give Man United laboured win over West Ham. Oh, Man U.
A win is a win. You guys, did you win or lose?
So
Chelsea, we lost.
You walk alone. I hear me.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
Now Chelsea lost 2-0.
So I had lunch with my 2 Man U friends, and they were really upset
about the win.
At the performance of
team.
Man U, you know, and that they had to struggle to win through penalties.
Yeah.
And I thought, how ironic. They were jubilating when they lost to Barcelona, and they are crying when they win against West Ham.
We're not in good form. I think that's what it is.
Because
but it's good that
they played
Chelsea
well.
lost. See?
They played well.
Yeah, well.
Even though they lost against Barcelona.
We've got one game, yeah? You've done 34, we're 33.
Okay, Boateng plays full throttle as Barcelona draw at Huesca. That's it for the Statesman. Let's do the Ghanaian Observer. Akufo-Addo assures new regions of equitable distribution of infrastructure. Also, Gender Ministry tasked to tackle Kayaye menace. There's a picture of the Gender Minister on the front page. Adonko boss grabs top Oxford award. Oh. And Ghana is using technology to solve local problems. That's the Vice President. He was speaking in Chicago, I believe. Vigilantism bill will help police work efficiently. And that's what the Chief of Staff had to say. Back page, sports stories. Kwesi Appiah reveals approach to AFCON after tricky draw. Solskjaer, Pogba focused on United. And AFCON 2019, Ghana to play Nigeria in pre-tournament friendly. Should be fun. And finally, oh no, actually I've got 2 more. So publisher in Economy Times. Publisher has, thank you for not coming by air, Sonkore chief to Akufo-Addo. Police chase 8 suspects. We don't know what case that is about. Vigilantism bill will help police. That's the Chief of Staff. Citi's recent decline over Bank of Ghana. Until the next one, Salah helps Liverpool go back to the top, and Solskjaer, we're lucky it wasn't Barcelona. Okay. Right. Economy Times has these. IMF projects higher inflation rate for Ghana. Under invoicing of imported gas cylinders collapsing GCMC, and that's Alex Mold's view. Under invoicing of imported gas cylinders, that's an important issue we need to raise. Government to introduce Century, Green, Samurai, and Panda bonds. And if you want to know what they're about, go to the Economy Times. They will educate you fully on page 4. Right, Ghana to become fast-growing economy in sub-Saharan Africa. Yeah, we all know what that means and what that doesn't mean. High wage bill poses fiscal risk for 2019 budget, and 48% of total debt stock constitutes exchange rate risk. Okay, all of these are stories in the Economy Times, and that's it.
All right, so let's quickly go through a couple I have here. The Daily Dispatch has on the front page, except from Emil Short Commission reports, storming Brimpon's home without court warrant was wrong, according to the reports. Sam George's conduct was ill-advised and endangered his own life. More except from Emil Short Commission reports, and it's on page 7 of the Daily Dispatch. Ghanaians living abroad sent home $3.8 billion in 2018. Okay, let's do the Ghanaian Times. On the front page of the Ghanaian Times, we have "Don't interfere with police investigations. President advises chiefs. Christians must reflect spirit of humility. Reverend Bezel." And we have "Deal with vigilantism without fear. Favor. Chief of Staff. Doctors refusing postings to North. Threatens universal health coverage." On the back page, it's all football. Now let's go to the Herald newspaper. The Herald newspaper has on the front page, "Akufo-Addo protects Security Minister Double, Azugu and others, unwilling to act on Justice Emile Short Commission report." It actually has up to September. This is the education he's given to us.
Well, if he's going to issue a white paper, he has up till September. But that's not the only option available to the president. He could release the report in its entirety. He doesn't need to issue a white paper.
Sure. This one says act on the report.
Yes, so he doesn't need to wait till September to do that.
To act
he
on the
can
report.
act on it today if he wants to.
All right. Snit hints of major reforms in pension scheme. Mahama eulogizes Leo Okran and government to pollute pupils with Dankwa Buzia induce history. Ablakwa. Those are the stories we have. Let's look at the Gold Street business. This one's quite interesting. The main front page story of the Gold Street business. It's 21 out of 143 rural banks completely safe. Only 21. I think it should have been only 21. But at least 4 fatally are distressed. If you work with any of these rural banks, you should be worried.
We have a lot of rural banks, don't we?
Yeah, 143.
143.
Okay, so I'll be it. No pointers for discussion.
Okay then.
Well, what I want to share, so I'll leave you guys to deal with the papers. I want to talk about 5 years on after the abduction of the Chibok girls. You know, there are some girls who are still not back. And then I also want to talk about Tiger Woods. And then I want to give you an update of the weather today, considering what we went through yesterday. So you guys, I'll leave the papers to you.
All right then. So
I think you have to do it because time is over.
Yeah.
Oh, so I should go, yeah? Okay, let's start with the Chibok girls. So over the weekend, or let's just say yesterday, they marked 5 years. 5 years anniversary, not a celebration, because over 200 girls were abducted from a government school in Chibok in Nigeria, and we know about 107 were released. We still have over 100 girls not back. So you know, those who put up the campaign with the hashtag Bring Back Our Girls marked the 5 years anniversary of these girls, and then, you know, still on the campaign to bring back the missing girls. So essentially, that's the story with the Chibok girls. 276 girls were taken from a school, Chibok town, by Boko Haram back in 2014. All right. Okay, so that's it. And then let me talk about Tiger Woods, right? Because I said I'll talk about Tiger Woods, and I remember we kind of bashed him when he was on the very high, and then, you know, lots of things that he did, finally coming down and losing all tournaments. Well, he's won one, and he's won a big one. And they say after 11-year drought, Tiger Woods finally won another major with his stunning Masters victory at Augusta. So there was a lot of excitement. And I thought, listening to the story this morning, I thought, you know how sometimes you go down, 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 down. Like it's almost like you're coming up and then you go down again. But he stayed really strong.
Yeah.
And he's winning again. So
yeah, I think for just like many other stories of having a grace period and going down to the grass and then rising up again.
Yeah.
The story is again a semblance of perseverance and resilience.
Absolutely. So we hope that Tiger Woods would inspire you today, Monday. Mondays are usually very difficult. So let his story inspire you. And then finally, the weather. Here's how it looks like today. They say the weather will be cloudy this morning over most parts of the country, with a possibility of rains over the southwestern portions. Early morning mists and fog patches will be expected over forested, mountainous and coastal areas. Sunny intervals will be observed as the day progresses, giving way to isolated thunderstorms and rains over the southern half later in the afternoon. Once we know that it will be cloudy this morning over some parts of the country, possibility of rains, then you want to be very cautious. That's how it looks like by way of weather. I'm done.
Okay. Maybe if we have 2 minutes. The Daily Guide is reporting stunning details in visa scandal report. So, there was a committee set up to look into the Australian visa scandal thing. It was led by Justice Tanko Amadou of the Appeals Court. Apparently the committee couldn't, and I'm quoting the Daily Guide here, who say they are quoting the report. So, could not get access to crucial information about the deported persons as requested through the Secretary General of the Ghana Olympic Committee. Now, according to the Secretary General, this was due to uncooperative attitude of the Australian Border Control and the Ghana Immigration Service. So they refused to give information to this committee. The committee is of the view that, oh, and by the way, they also said not even the request for her, this is Christiana Ashley. She's the General Secretary of the Volleyball Federation. She refused to appear before the committee, adding that not even the request for her release by the Chief Executive of the NSA, where she's employed, was positively responded to. The committee did not find the explanation that she is under police investigations as satisfactory. The committee is of the view that her continuous role in the organization of sports in Ghana at any level is no longer tenable. So basically, people are not cooperating with this committee that is supposed to look into the matter. Okay, institutions, state institutions.
We need a commission.
But I'm shocked. I'm shocked that I don't know where this report is, who they are reporting to. But this is the easiest way of illustrating whether or not this government is interested in looking into this matter. Let's see what happens. Now that we know that state institutions under control of this same government are not cooperating, let's see what happens, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so that's it for us. We've got sports coming your way, and then we have loads of discussions today. We'll certainly talk about the floods. I don't know if it's just me, but we shouldn't get tired talking about it. That's what they want us to do. I refuse to be tired. But it's the same old things that we say all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Change has come, but nothing has changed.
Well,
in terms of how we manage floods. I'm not talking about everything.